Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead, and we're out here today, and we gotta talk about something that we love dearly: beans.
Green beans, wax beans, navy beans, lima beans, black beans, navy beans. I said green beans of all kinds.
All right, Angela and I plant a lot of beans. We plant green beans in several ways. Well, not several ways, but we plant several different varieties of green beans in a couple of different ways. And we also enjoy growing dry beans as well. Well, beans for shell beans. Okay, we don't necessarily dry them. We do freeze them. They honestly, we do love them. They taste delicious. They're very useful. They're very versatile, but they're also one of the most sustainable, if not the most sustainable thing you can grow. They're easy to grow. They're easy to save the seeds on. They don't really take any fertilization necessarily. They take very light fertilization at least, and they add benefits to your soil. You can let the vines break down in the soil and dry them into the soil and add organic matter to your soil with them. They grow in small spaces as well. A good example is these beans right here. Now, we planted these beans in a raised bed planter, okay, see? And they are a very quick growing bean. I think it's called Provider. I believe these are Providers. They're very quick. It's supposed to be like 55 days or less, 52 days, I'm not sure. Very, very fast. And you can get a large amount of beans just out of this small space, okay? I think last year we planted contenders up here in that spot, and we got 4 quarts of beans in under 2 months in that one spot. Beans are also extraordinarily healthy. Some studies suggest they can help prevent colon cancer, lessen diabetes, fight against heart diseases, help improve your bone health, boost your immunity, good for your immune system, all kinds of things. They're such a very well balanced vegetable. A good amount of potassium, fiber, a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbohydrate, a little bit of everything. Such a great balance that you could literally just live off of them. I wouldn't suggest it because I like to eat meat. You can make a very good diet just off of beans themselves.
We got southern style green bean salad, green bean casserole, 3 bean salad. We get green bean taters, beans and almondine, beans and bacon, beans and fatback, all kinds of green bean dishes.
Now down this road we have some more green beans. These Tar Heel beans right here, which we've never grown, and down the end there's some beans called Greasy Grits, which is a very popular old-fashioned bean. They also, one of the things is they're very disease resistant. Very few diseases and funguses affect them. They don't really take much to grow. They're easy to grow. They trellis well. These are trellis, and some are bush varieties as well. Like these are contenders. They'll grow really well in this raised bed, stay in a bush. They will produce a ton of beans, again, in less than 2 months. So they grow quickly, at least that variety will. Pole beans take longer. Those bush beans are all very quick. In most climates in America, you can get in probably two good runs of bush beans in a year. In other words, plant them, let them produce their most beans, and then harvest them, pull them out, replant, do it again. Because they're just that fast. If you have 4 months of growing season, you can do that pretty much. Now in this row we have something we haven't grown before, which is pinto beans. One of the most popular dry beans or shell beans you could possibly grow.
Pinto beans, pork beans, beans and ham hocks, chili beans, red beans, rice, bean soup, bean weenies. They're, again, absolutely fabulous, and they're going to grow just like a regular green bean, but they're going to grow up, have the bean there, you're going to let that bean stay there, and it's going to then go to seed essentially. But then that's actually what you're eating when you eat dry beans or shell beans like that. You're eating seeds. So you know, you let it grow, you let it mature on the vine, let the bean itself dry up, and harvest it, shell it out, and then all of a sudden you have your pinto beans on the inside, which will be the same for any shell beans you want to grow. They all grow like green beans, but the inside is what you want, because those beans are not necessarily the best for eating a snap, so it's green beans, but they're really good for eating as shell beans. And gotta be honest with you, I can see why. I love me some pintos. And in this raised bed we have something called Jacob's Cattle bush beans. Okay, these are Jacob's Cattle beans. I think actually these are the golden Jacob's Cattle. We grew regular Jacob's Cattle last year. They're delicious, and we found some golden Jacob's Cattle this year, and we're growing them. They're going to be a bush bean. They're going to grow in about 75 days. Now, a shell bean will take a little bit longer than a green bean will take because you have to let it fully mature. Whereas a green bean, you're not necessarily doing that. So it might take 75 days to get in a good bit of dry beans or shell beans, but they're still really quickly. I mean, the wonderful thing is, if you have an open space in your yard, or open space in your garden, and you still have 3 months of growing season, you can easily plant a bush bean variety for shell beans and continue to grow food in a space that maybe you wouldn't have been growing it before. And down this raised bed right here, we've got a bean called flambeau. Okay, we used to grow a borlato bean. We couldn't find that particular borlato bean this year, so we grew something called flambeau. Okay, and again, it's going to do the same thing. We're going to grow in about 75 days, and the shell beans are fantastic. So much better than what you can get in the store. So meaty, delicious, full of nutrients, full of flavor, and really, truly, just a joy to eat. So yes, we love beans of all kinds. Okay, I grew up in North Carolina. You know, the Blue Ridge blood runs deep, and and that's what we do. We grew up beans. My great grandmother grew beans. She grew enough beans for 4 families, at least, maybe 5 or 6. But that's just what we do. And beans are delicious. They're again the most sustainable vegetable you can grow. Easy to save the seeds, easy to grow, easy to harvest, easy to cook, everything about it. And they're quick. Nothing can hurt them necessarily. I mean, there's a whole lot of pests for them. Fantastic. The best thing you can grow in your garden going to be some beans. Again, raised bed varieties, pole bean varieties. So for bush beans, pole beans, everything. We just love beans, and really you should too.
Mom always said, life is like a bag of beans. Never know what you're gonna get.